and welcome to MS4. And today we're talking about things that are worth it. Now, everyone has a different math for this. Some people it's about just the cost per ounce or per item. Other people it's how hard did you have to work to get it. For other people it's also the idea of how long does it last. How much joy do I get out of it? How much social status do I get out of it? So I'm going to share this, what's worth it for me. And I think I have a little different math that goes along with it. And so for each of these items, I'll show you and tell you about what my math was for this, why it turns out being something that's worth it. And I will preface this by saying that not everything in this is high end. There are items that are either drugstore, or indie or easy to get, So, and I'll explain why I think those items are really worth it, and you should, even if it just takes a little bit of money, why you should get them. All right, so we're gonna go from skincare and cleansing over to makeup, and then a small leather goods item, and then just something to talk about what you might not think about initially as a test of being worth it for an item that's coming into my collection. So let's get started. All right, first I'm going to talk about a scalp treatment shampoo that I love. Now, this is the Briogeo Scalp Revival, and this is a 2-ounce item. Now this comes in a larger tub with a screw-off cap that I cannot stand the packaging, because if I take that in my shower and I'm trying to unscrew the cap and I'm juggling and it's falling in the shower and I'm losing half of my product. That's how it actually happens. So I got the travel size, the 2-ounce. And the thing is about this, you use it, it's really easy to squeeze out in the shower until you get towards the end of it. And then this is a new one. As you can see, this is a backup that I have for travel. Whenever I get to travel again. And it has a very small opening to it. So when you get to the end of this, it's hard to get product out. Now this has little scalp scrubbies. It does not stink like a lot of tea tree oil, like a lot of scalp treatment does. It foams up really nice, and it smells more like a mint with just a hint of a coconutty and just a hint of the tea tree in it. So it smells good. I like the smell of it. I like the foaminess of it. I like the fact that the little scrubbing particles do not mess up my bathtub like my bumpy eraser makes it seem like I'm on a beach somewhere with sand all over in my tub. This doesn't do that. The particles are small enough that they just wash down. So I really love this Briogeo, but when it got to the end of it, it was hard to get out. Couldn't get all of it out, or I had to spend hours trying to put water into it to siphon it out. So I got a plan. This tube right here is $14. You can get it at Ulta now and Sephora, or from the Briogeo website. But I knew I didn't like the larger size of it with the screw-off cap. But the next biggest size was this. And this wasn't going to go in my shower either. There's no room for this. So I started making a plan. I decided it was definitely worth it. I loved how my scalp felt. I love how clean but not like stripped it felt. And it was something that I would use regularly, at least twice a week. So I made a plan. I signed up on the Briogeo website for emails so I would know when they started their friends and family sale. I had a Briogeo shampoo that I got. And this is a different shampoo. This is what's in my shower currently, and I've relabeled it, this is my scalp treatment. Now, the thing about this is it has, the shampoo bottles have a very wide mouth that makes it very easy to pump in product from the larger item. So as I was waiting for the friends and family sale to go, I used up my shampoo and I held onto the bottle, and as soon as the friends and family sale came up, I bought this. Okay, so I got a really great deal on it. This can stay in my cupboard and I can pump it into the bottle for my daily. It's a nice wide open mouth, so when I get towards the end of it, I can run water in it and get all of it out and use all the product. And I'm really happy, and it can just sit in my shower like a regular shampoo. So I'm super happy. So I can save this guy for actual travel, and my daily can be in the shower with me, but I saved money on the larger size, and this can be in the backup to refill my other. So for me, that was a win-win, win-win-win. Saved money, you know, made a plan, made it happen, executed it. I feel excited. Okay, so next step, something that's worth it. It's interesting to me, if you guys watch Hannah Louise Poston, she did a year of no buy and then a year of budget, and then she has her continuing saga of wanting fewer, better things, but, you know, kind of keeping things in moderation in the way she buys things. And her math became the things that you use daily or replenishment items like skin cream or cleanser. She's not wanting to put a lot of money into those because they can rack up over a year. You can spend a lot of money on that, and it's something that goes away. For me, I have a different math. For me, things that I use daily, that I put on my face or my hair or my skin, I want things that I really love, that check a couple of many different boxes for me. And if I'm taking a year-long budget at the end of the year, I would rather have that money for my daily use items that I want to be fantastic, and then have a smaller budget for color cosmetics, because color cosmetics, they're gonna last a long time. Like I buy one palette, it's gonna take me years to go through it, or it's gonna age out before I can get through it. So I would rather, when I'm doing my budgeting, have more for those multi-use items that I use every day, and then less for the blingy color cosmetics, because they're going to last a lot longer. So I need less of them. So something that I use every day that checks multiple boxes. This is the Rice Polish Cleanser from Tatcha. Now, if you order from their website, it is a beautiful thing. Their website is extremely easy to navigate. You order, you can get samples with every order, and then it comes in this beautiful packaging. It's the royal purple paper, and you open it up, and it has a fine cardstock that you open that has your receipt in it. That's just beautiful. So it's an experience receiving things through the mail. And I'm going to show you also their outer packaging is stunning. Okay, this is the cream, the moisturizer, but I just wanted to show you how beautiful just the packaging is. So you get this amazing box. Your shopping experience went great on the website. You get this beautiful box, this beautiful royal purple paper, beautiful boxing, even though you're going to be recycling it. And then you get this beautiful product packaging that's just gorgeous. And then this, I love, my skin loves. I pick it up in my shower almost every morning when I'm not exfoliating. It looks beautiful. I open it up, it smells light, you know, slightly sweet, very light fragrancing, but really pleasing. It's very creamy on my skin. So it's this great experience. It smells great. My skin feels great. It feels clean, moisturized, not stripped, but it's a cleanser, but I love it. Like, all of the boxes get checked. My skin loves it. And so I end up just using a little bit of it, and I feel fabulous. So for me, having this as an experience in my shower every day makes my life more beautiful, better. So for me, in the budgeting of things, because of all the boxes it checks, all the sensory, all the, you know, it looks beautiful, it smells beautiful, it feels beautiful, it's cruelty-free, and it just, the shopping was easy, and when I got it, it made me feel exceptionally special. So the entire experience of it, plus the fact that it makes me happy every day, makes it worth it. Now, other things that are packaged beautifully and the process feels good, Charlotte Tilbury, on the Charlotte Tilbury website. They all come in these darker magenta packages with gold outlining. They come with the magenta colored paper in the boxes, and then you open them up, and the whole process of shopping, she's got a great website, easy to order. If things happen, which they occasionally do, I had a package go awry at holiday time last year. They fixed it, you know, immediately. They actually, by that time, they refunded my money because I'd picked up the item in the meantime elsewhere. but they were super easy, nice to work with, also cruelty-free. Their packaging when it comes is just beautiful. And I saw something, I fell in love with it, I ordered it. It's the limited edition. This is the Island Dreams lipstick. Has the blingy packaging. And it was just the perfect color. But I ordered a single lipstick and it arrived in the beautiful box, the beautiful packaging. The Darling You Are Fabulous just came right across. And it ended up being an all-around sort of a thing because the packaging is beautiful and this color looks amazing on me. This isn't quite as shiny as her Kissing formula. It's a little more matte, but it's not as matte as the Revolution. So me, it's like at the Goldilocks, it's just right. So this beautiful lipstick came just nestled in this beautiful packaging all by itself, and that was super bougie. You know, I know that, you know, maybe I'm not saving the planet because of the packaging and the shipping, but I felt amazing. And this lipstick is the perfect shade for me. I feel amazing every time I wear it. So it was a great experience. Now, we're going to talk about Pat now. This is from the Bridgerton collection. Now, Pat's website is a nightmare. Oh, I do not love being on her website. Oh no, no, no. That is a rough one to navigate. Then also not cruelty-free, which I strive to make 90% of my makeup and my skincare 90% cruelty-free, which is why I have started, you know, replacing some of my favorite Algenist products with other skincare products because they are not cruelty-free. So Pat got me with the Bridgerton. She also, when she packages things, you're receiving them in a black box with black paper, so it's all kind of edgy feeling, but the website's awful. But the Bridgerton lipstick, this has been worth it. This is actually what I'm wearing today. And the lipstick is such a nice formula. This color is so just flattering. I feel like it's flattering on me, and I feel like a lot of the other people that I've seen wearing it, it's been very flattering. And for me, that if it weren't for the fact that the website is awful and it's not cruelty-free, those are two big dings against it. But I still feel like this is a little cheaper than her normal lipstick. The packaging is a little lighter, and maybe you love this packaging, maybe you don't, but the lipstick itself is so nice. Like, this is something that I apply often enough. This and the negligee, the warmer, it's kind of in the same tone, but it's a warmer shade. I use these often enough that I could actually possibly pan a lipstick, and I have a lot of lip colors, so that's saying something. But these are colors that I just feel like you can just put them on and they're beautiful and they're easy wear and they're not high maintenance and they're just pretty fabulous. So the fact that I could actually conceivably pan some lipsticks, for me, that's worth the price for that. Hate the website, hate the fact that it's not cruelty free, love the lipstick. It's like, you know, don't hate the player, hate the game. This is so hard, Pat, it's so hard. So now let's talk about eye cream. I use a lot of eye creams, and for me, I found out that this was worth it because when they stopped carrying it regularly, I started looking for it elsewhere. And this is the It Bye Bye Under Eye Cream. This is a beautifully, it manages to be both light and incredibly creamy and emollient. And I love it much better than the new Confidence in a Cream series, but it has a nice reflecting to it for the darkness under the eyes, so there's a reflection. It has caffeine in it also to try and take down puffiness, but this, I don't know if you're able to see the sheen, but this almost, you know, if I'm along my cheekbone, can read like a highlighter if I don't have a lot of makeup on with it, because it's a lot of light refraction. But I really love the feel of it. It feels amazing. It feels like it's hydrating my under eye, and I didn't know how much I thought it was worth it until I couldn't get it easily. Like, they stopped carrying it, Ulta stopped carrying it, Sephora. You can get it on QVC in these weird sets that they're trying to get rid of, but I found out that Kohl's, the Sephora at Kohl's, can get that online. So this is something I repurchased because I have a number of eye creams, but when I was out of this for a long time and I started noticing a lot more of the lines and the dryness and the lack of brightness, all the other ones that I tried just didn't quite hold a candle to this. And I'm very sorry that it seems like this one is going the way of the dodo, but I will be picking it up at this Sephora at Kohl's for as long as they have it, because I love it. Now here's something that is not high-end. I got introduced, Ipsy introduced us, and now we're BFFs. And then the brand stopped making it. So I have been getting this off of, I've been getting it on the Posh Market, you know, like the black market, only it's Poshmark. This is the Cream Shop. This is one of their ampules, and it's an Ampule Glow serum, and it is peach and argan oil, and it smells amazing. And the thing is, it's nice because even though it's an oil, because it's an Ampule serum, it's not overly heavy and it does sink right into my skin. So every time I put this on, I love the scent of it. It's like, ah. And then my skin, I put it on, it drinks it in, ah. And then I just feel good, and it's ready for moisturizer then, because it's not overly heavy, but it does a nice layer of it. So this is another thing, and I think it's also very pretty because it's in the pink. And so this has been worth me finding this on the Posh Market to hunt it down, even though the price of it, you know, it's $13 to $20 depending on who's selling it on the Posh Market. And at some point in time, it's no longer going to be there and I won't be able to get it. But while I have it, I love it. Okay, next one, Dr. Gross. This is the Meltaway cleanser. This smells like light citrusy cake. It's wonderful, but I was wandering through Sephora one day and I'd been doing blush swatching on my hands, and so it looked like my hands were just kind of bleeding and weird because I had all these different colors on it. And the brand rep for this was in for Dr. Gross, and she's like, oh, do you need something to take off your swatches? And I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. She's like, here, I have this, you know, and she's like, it's cruelty free, it's vegan, you know, and it does a really fabulous job. And so she put just a little bit, and all of these like hard to wear, you know, these stains, the lipstick stains, blush stains, all of it just wiped off so easy. And my skin felt happy after it. It didn't feel like weird, like there was not a lot of buildup of product, you know, something feeling like it left behind. But also it didn't feel like it was stripping anything, and it just felt really nice. So I'm like, you know, she hadn't pressured me at all to buy this, but she's like, here, this is how it can be useful. Wouldn't you like to have, you know, to get these swatches off of your hands? And I'm like, we'll try it. Took it home. I love how this smells, feels. I love how it feels after the clean, after the product's gone. But I also love the process of doing it, and this takes off a lot of hard to take off makeup, a lot of hard to take off lip products, long wearing liners and mascara. So I'm loving this. I love the experience and I love what it does. And this is a repurchase product, so you know that I like it. So that's the Dr. Gross, the Meltaway cleanser. Now, other things that Ipsy introduced me to, this is the Creme de la Creme lotion. This is hand lotion, and this is a little mini that I have in my purse. I initially got it from Ipsy in the, I think it's a 1 ounce or a little over 1 ounce of the hand lotion. The Creme de la Creme has a wonderful, again, it's a light citrusy, cakey sort of a smell, but it feels really good and really deeply emollient, but it doesn't leave a lot of like grease stains if you're touching things. So I went through one bottle of that. I bought a second, then I bought a little hand one to go in my purse, and then I went to Ulta and got this bad boy. This has a locking cap so you can move it sideways if you don't want to accidentally pump it out, but this sits on my desk, and this is the body lotion version of it, which is a little lighter than the hand version, but it still works really great as a hand cream, smells great, totally worth purchasing the large size, and this guy just sits on my desk and every day it gets used, and I love it. It makes my life better. On the not high-end side of it, this is the St. Ives Renewing Collagen Elastin. I've loved this for years. Really nice scent, goes on the body nicely hydrating, not greasy, soaks into the skin. But I ran into an issue that they stopped carrying it at a lot of the Ralphs and at Ulta where I had normally bought this. And they had it at Bed Bath for a while, and I got it there, and then it's disappeared. I don't know if the whole lotion brand they stopped making, and they just make their little skin scrubs. But I was bemoaning this to my partner, and I think he just finally got tired of hearing me complain about how much I loved this and how much I was missing it when I didn't have it. And I was just trying to scrape out the last little bit of it and put, putting water in it and pumping it out. And so picked up his iPhone, got on the Amazon site. The next day I had 2 bottles of this that came to the door. And so not only do I recommend this product, even though it's not that expensive, but it is harder to get to, but I also recommend finding a lovely life partner that will use their mad skills and save you from dryness. It was totally worth waiting half my life for a wonderful person like that. And not just for the lotion, but this is a really good lotion, and you can get on Amazon and pick this up. All right, we're getting into makeup now. One of the things that I hate about palettes of different face products is a lot of times you only use one item in it. And what's been completely worth it for me is the Smashbox Cali Contour. This is in the light shade. I use every single piece of this. Okay, it's got a great mirror. Okay, but you've got 2 different shades of a contour, a lighter, 2 blushes, and like a highlighters, that's the highlighters there. But all of these, I use every single element of this palette. So it's actually a face palette that I can say I get all of my money's worth for because I use all of it. And we don't really give this enough love because it's not new, but the fact that I can use an entire palette and this can just go with me, and I can do my face, and if I want to do an eye look with it, I can just use the entire palette, and it's beautiful, really beautiful. So the whole being able to use an entire palette makes it completely worth the money that you pay for it, and it looks great. Now other things we believe are worth it, not only because we love them, but because they last forever. Looking at you, Rare Beauty. This is the Pinchy Cheeks blush. And if you ever want some humor, you can watch beauty YouTubers the first time they ever use this. This is so pigmented. You don't want to like go dabbing this on your, or swiping it on your face, because it's very pigmented. Has little doe foot. That's beautiful. This is one you want to, when you first get it, just dab a little on your finger, just dab, just a little bit. But it lasts all day. It's beautiful. And I actually really like the fact that they started coming out with the little minis during the holidays. And actually that's what I would suggest if you ever want to be able to actually get through a color of this. It is so fabulous. I don't know how financially they do it, because like I don't have to repurchase this forever. It's only when they come out with new colors, but at the holidays I try and get the minis so I can try out the new colors, but I am not waiting forever to, I'm not gonna pay on this. It's never gonna happen, but I love it. It's a great product, but it lasts forever. Now, speaking of things that I use all the time and use all the shades, we're gonna talk about 2 vastly different priced items. This is the Natasha Denona Zendo mini, and this is the Elf Pumpkin Pie mini. Now these are so incredibly portable. They're so fun. I use all of the colors in each one of them. I get great looks, and I would repurchase them again in a heartbeat, and I would pay both prices for it. This one I got for $25. I think I got this for $3.50 on the Ulta website when I got it. Completely worth it. Both of them I would purchase. If I was struggling and I just wanted something little but like ultra portable and that I use everything in it and that I would love it, this mini it's just fantastic. It's a standout. And then the Zendo, I love all the colors, and for me this is better than the larger Zendo palette because it's just more focused, and I love all the colors in it, and I actually use it all the time. So these 2 fantastic purchases, totally worth it at both price points. I'm gonna share this with you. This is a highlighter from ColourPop, and this is Silly Old Bear. This is the Winnie the Pooh collection, but I love looking at this. First of all, it's bright, happy, it's Winnie, you know, what's not love there. But it's the highlighter formula, and this is in just an amazing, their highlighter, their Super Shock formula, just glides on super easy. And this has a light yellow goldy sort of a color read to it. So it's not at all icy, it's beautiful. It just melts into the skin. There's not any glitter particles in it, but you can build it up where it's a little more blingy, or you can just make this so subtle, and it's just beautiful. And all of this makes me happy. And I actually, I got the trio of these, and I used that as eyeshadow. But this, everything about it, the packaging, the way it looks, the packaging looks, the way the product looks, how it wears on me, what it looks like, and like, it was a nicely affordable, fun, and it just feels good in all the ways, in everything. And so this to me is absolutely worth the time and effort to go to the ColourPop website. That's the only place you can get it at the moment. Order it, love it, completely worth every step of the way. Loved it. Now, the one thing that I'm going to talk about in my process, this is the last thing I'm going to talk about. New incoming makeup, I needed a system to try makeup out and then figure out if I wanted to add it to the collection or to declutter it, because I had decided on the parameters of my collection back here. Only my liquid foundations and primers live in my bathroom still. Everything else is here. And so ended up getting, this is the Kuyana. This is the large travel size, but this is where my makeup either goes to die or goes to become part of the collection. And so this was worth it. They did a collab with Tatcha, where if you got a certain amount of products, you could get your larger size Kuyana. I am familiar with the brand. My loving partner suggested that I take a look at the handbags, because they had some features on them for people, both because they were in that ethos of the fewer, lesser, more beautiful things, but also because it had really good quality leather, very simple design construction, and I love them, and I'll talk about those in a video about people with hand issues. They have some magnetic closures that really work nicely for that. But anyway, this is my totally worth it place where my makeup can live, where it's not just sitting jumbled in a pile or a box or an ugly thing. It can live beautifully here until I make decisions about it. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is with the idea of worth it. Is it a good enough product to be worth it for me to make space in my collection? Some of my different types of things, I have some room, I can just add an item if I want it, but others I have to use some discernment if I'm going to be adding an item. It has to be worth it for me to declutter something else to make room for it. So one of the items, I just got this in my Ipsy. This is the baby, the one from Lawless Beauty. And right now, I have this on my eyes today. But here's the color story. Really pretty, behaved nicely. And so now what I'm trying to decide is it worth it for these colors, for this performance, for this payoff, for the packaging, for all the things? Is this item worth it, where I'm going to make space for it, add it, and is it better than something else that I'm going to declutter? So that's a totally different sort of a math. It's not how much did I pay for it, this came in my Ipsy. So I didn't pay any extra for it. But do I feel like it's worth it, you know, above the other things that I might have, the other products that I might love for other reasons more or less, to keep this and declutter something else? So in the idea of worth it, for me, this idea of space, you know, I'm trying to have my life more streamlined and less cluttered, and have more things that I absolutely love. And so I've decided on space parameters. And so this math that's going on, is it worth it for me to add this to my collection, to welcome it in and take something else out. And so that math is now going on currently for me as I am trying out the product to decide, is it worth it that way? It's not necessarily, is it worth it monetarily? Is it worth it for the space that it takes up, for what it does or doesn't do? So that's a whole different other item to the, is it worth it, you know, sort of conversation. So anyway, I think this is a video I could do again, because I think there are other things, you know, especially more makeup focused in my collection, that I could probably take you through the math for that. But I just wanted to throw out there the idea that this math is different for everybody, and there's different things that it goes to, you know, is it fun? Is it cruelty free? Do I feel fabulous with it? How much space does it take up? How often do I use it? That this math is really complicated, and that everybody's is unique. But at this point in time, you have a little more of a window into my life and how I have that conversation that keeps going on. Is this product worth it? And you've seen some of the things that I actually feel is completely worth it. So we may do this again, but I would love to hear from you what you feel like is really worth it in your collection, and what you come back to all the time that makes you just amazingly happy. All right, well, until the next adventure, hope everyone's staying safe, having a fabulous life, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.